Hi, I'm Derek Ramsey, Secretary of the Labor Cabinet for the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I'm joined today by Lauren Mountford. Thank you for being here, Lauren.
Thank you for having me.
I'm also joined by Samantha North. Welcome.
Thank you.
I had a chance to go up to Mobia, this company in northern Kentucky. Tell me about it.
Mobia is it's an awesome place. We're a factory. We manufacture car parts like coil springs, hose clamps, stabilizer bars, Taylor roll blanks for vehicles, and actually one of our parts is probably in a large percentage of the vehicles on the road every day.
Okay.
Samantha and I are currently in the apprenticeship program through Mobia.
Mm-hmm.
We're both going to be a machinist.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, I never saw myself in this industry, especially as a woman. I didn't see myself pursuing this job. I really wasn't interested in it. I went to nursing school for 2 years actually to begin with, and I decided that wasn't for me. So I was kind of bouncing around jobs, and I was currently working at Hollywood Casino in Lawrenceburg as a bouncer and a security bouncer. And actually one of my colleagues mentioned the electrician's apprenticeship program through Mobia. They said it's a really great place. He had a cousin that worked there, so I was like, okay, I'll try it out. It sounds like it's a good. I was kind of iffy about it at first, but I tried it out, and I love it so far. I originally went to be an electrician. I actually met with Drew Ferris, our boss now, and he, at the time of our interview, advised me that there was no electricians spots available, but he said we really need machinists, so he kind of pushed me that direction, and I'm really glad he did because I love it. But last time we met, the first time we met, was to saw you. I was 9 weeks into the program. I am now 9 months into the program, and I love it. It's definitely it's a big change in my life, and I love that the place. It's not a job; it's a career.
Good.
So,
wonderful. Having said that. I talked about Mobia, but Samantha, can you explain to us what an apprentice is?
An apprentice is like, we go to school and we work at the same time, and our work is kind of a learning experience for us as well. We're learning on the job. We're being trained in our field, so we have an advantage over people who go to school just to learn a trade. They don't have any work experience in the field. They don't know the work pace that it's at. They don't, but we kind of are thrown into the fire.
Well, the interesting part about that, when you look around, most young people are trying to go to college, or at least that appears to be a route. However, as I travel around the state and I talk to employers all the time, and there's a constant cry for skilled workers. And so you get an opportunity to fill that void. But before we go any further, I gotta ask you, this is normally a man's world. How do you ladies feel being amongst all these men? Has it been intimidating? I know before when you mentioned to me, your first few days was intimidating because it was just yourself there.
Yes.
9 months later, how do you feel?
Very confident.
Okay.
Very empowered.
Okay.
It's definitely nice. Not to brag or anything, but in our classes and the skills we have to learn, I'm actually the top of the class amongst all the boys that are in there and that are in there. So that's definitely an empowering feeling to be intimidated at first, but you can push through it. It's like any woman that is scared of this or intimidated by it or would never ever think to do it. I was in those shoes once, and I have to say, don't knock it until you try it. Don't knock it until you try it. It's
so
very
did I
empowering.
just hear a little bragging?
Maybe a little.
Is that what I just heard?
Maybe a little, but heck, why not?
That's right.
Why not? Right. We should be able to brag. We're women that accomplish things that
the same thing that men have.
Exactly, exactly.
We do it better sometimes.
Okay, well, share that with us.
I recently got back from being in Mexico for a week.
Okay.
In Mexico, at the plant that we have in Mexico, all they do is stick weld, arc welding. And we wanted to bring MIG welding into the picture for them because it's a much more efficient way to do things. You can weld thinner materials easier, you can weld thicker materials. It's it's way faster, it's more productive, and it's cost efficient at the same time. So they brought me down to actually teach the maintenance teams, first, second, and third shift, how to MIG weld. And first getting into the room, I had my boss Drew with me, we'd have the MIG welder set up, and he'd be like, "We're going to be teaching you guys how to MIG weld today. Oh, and by the way, this is your instructor."
What is MIG weld? So
MIG
for the
welding
general-
is
yes.
machine inert gas welding.
Okay.
You have a torch,
Mm-hmm.
and through the torch feeds the wire. So
Okay.
it's all in like a compacted gun kind of thing. It's like
Okay.
a welding gun.
Okay.
But it's stick welding. You have an electrode
Mm-hmm.
and an electrode clamp, and you clamp onto that electrode,
Mm-hmm.
and you burn the electrode away as you weld.
Okay. You know, the interesting part, I just got back from Europe, and you know, we've heard for years and years about how effective it is in Germany and Switzerland. I had the opportunity to go to both of those countries, and I left there so impressed. And I know that Mubir is a German company, and they brought this concept to us over here in the States. And so we're so thankful, one, that they've embraced the States, but also thankful to give young ladies and men an opportunity to do this craft. Because as I stated earlier, when you walk around and there's such a shortage, once you become a journey woman, not only can you practice your craft here in the state of Kentucky, but you can go all around the country. And so, but we're hopeful that you're going to stay here. What else would you say about Mobile? Why is it so good from your perspective?
I like the atmosphere.
Okay.
It's clean.
Okay.
Our building is, at least.
Okay.
Some of the other buildings, it's the cost of production. It's a little dirty. Not going
Okay.
to even lie.
Uh-huh.
But I like working there. Everybody kind of pulls for each other. We help each other out just to get things done the right way and on time.
It's interesting that you say that, because there's still that perception out there that when you go into the factories or when you go into shops, that there are going to be these dirty, dusty, smoky windows. But I've been through Mobile a couple of occasions. I'm yet to see that. Yet to see that. So now, as you fast forward, you're 9 months down. Let's look out to next year. What does that look like?
Well, next year we should be, right now we're each, everybody in our group, we're all on rotation. So we each go to different machinists and we'll shadow them and we'll be trained on different machines. Actually, Sam and I are both in the EDM room, which is, EDM is electrical discharge machining, which is a very precise machine. That's something that can cut down to the thousandths of a millimeter precise. So it's really running the machines like watching paint dry. It's very slow, long process, but it's really interesting to learn just how it's done. And actually both of Samantha and I, we were both working in there and training in there. So hopefully down the years, actually I was speaking to Drew, and I hope in the next few years to actually become a tool maker.
Okay.
Because as in our class, we're doing a manual material processing, like you were speaking of the German concept.
Right.
That's actually a German class that we are taking, and you make projects out of metal by hand, hacksawing, hand filing, punching with a hammer and a punch, and it's very time consuming.
Right.
It's very, it can be frustrating sometimes, but it's nice to say that I did that without a machine.
Right,
I did that by hand. I used all the hand tools correctly, and then that's another thing. It's very empowering, and it's very, it's good knowledge to have because it makes you that much more valuable.
Right.
Because you know how to do things the old way
Right.
versus in just knowing how to hit a button on a machine.
And also, if the machine stops.
Exactly. I'll be
Yeah, you
able
gotta
to,
be able to.
finish it up.
Right.
So it's like I said, it's nice to know that. It's
Right.
nice to, like I said, I have a brother that's 15 years older than me. That's honestly nice to not have to call him every time I need some type of power tool run. Like, hey, can you screw this together for me or whatever? So it's nice.
Okay.
It's very empowering. Mubia's a great place. Drew's a great boss.
Okay.
It's family. I can honestly say that I enjoy coming to work because people I work with are like family.
Right.
Even like, and honestly, when I first got there and there's each year of apprentices, I kind of like, man, this is going to be like high school, like all the seniors are going to be picking on us and stuff, but it's not like that at all.
Okay.
They're so apt to help us, and we all work together. Heck, we even help them in like some classes. Some of them struggle in math. You know, we'll be more than glad to help them out.
Well,
so it's,
being number one
it's
in
a
the
big
class,
family.
being number one in the class, you can do that.
So it's like a big family, and the environment's great. We all get along great. So I thoroughly enjoy working here, and it's probably the best decision I've ever made in my life. So
Good. Samantha, what was the toughest thing that you had to adapt to? And
Coming into the program, I came in straight out of high school.
mm-hmm.
So definitely the toughest thing was adapting to not having like winters off and not having
long summer breaks.
long summer break, spring break. My spring break for college this year, actually I was in Mexico working.
Okay.
But I was still kind of vacation. It was nice. It was a good experience. It was a really good experience, really good learning experience. But it's difficult getting used to not having somebody tell you what you have to have accomplished every day, that you have to be in this class, in this class, in this class, and then you can go to V school and have fun.
Right.
But no, it was kind of a swing.
So for your friends that are contemplating either college or perhaps a skill, what would you tell them to lure them your way? What would you tell them?
Before I went to vocational school in high school, I was actually accepted into the University of Kentucky for their agricultural program.
Okay, very good program, I might
I know,
add.
I love it. And my senior year, I was like, oh, I've kind of pushed myself through high school. I'm gonna take it easy and take V school. Best decision I've ever made.
Okay.
I decided maybe I don't want to go to college. School's not for me. I'm gonna go try and find a trade. I'm pretty decent at this welding thing. Let me see where it can take me.
Well, what's going to be interesting also is 3 years down the road, once you become a journeywoman, you will have made X amount over the last 3 years, and your friends that have gone to college, they will have gotten their degree, but they will have also gotten a bunch of debt. What do you tell them?
Should have listened to me. Take the leap. It was the best leap I ever made.
Okay. Well, folks, just want to thank you for joining us today, and I want to thank Samantha North for being here with us, and Lauren Mountford,
Thank you for
thank you very
having
much for being
Thank
here.
you.
Come and join us again. Thank you.